Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahushai, Brakat Yahweh, Brakat Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Chakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, great Milsom, true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shimon. This week's topic is going to be entitled Hulk Hogan, an Israelite foreigner. Hulk Hogan, an Israelite foreigner. So recently, Hulk Hogan had passed away. In the spirit world now, and I was looking at Hulk Hogan. I'm like, and we've been saying this for a while, you know. And what was very interesting was literally just before he passed, a few days earlier, I had posted something in the chat about wrestling legends. I shared a clip of brothers like, man, it's the glory days. These guys were legends, and mentioning that a lot of them guys are Israelites, you know. And Hulk Hogan, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, you know, that, you know, he gets in wrestling, fighting and shit, you can see him red, everything like, you know, pretty much the physical traits of an Edomite. He even, I think, cursed his daughter out for hating a nigger or some shit like that. And you might say, well, damn, that guy gotta be a cracker. Well, not necessarily, man. You know, and I'm speaking as a man, you know, him, well, we know Macho Man, I believe his father was Simeon, but Hardy Boys, Stone Cold, you know, Ric Flair was like easy. Ric Flair is like the easiest one. I could even use Ric Flair. Shit, he got blonde hair, and he don't know who his parents are. He adopted, but they're Israelites, and our people have been scattered, going all the way back. Even before the captivity, our people will be, you know, traveling or what have you, but so many different captivities throughout our generations, and it was prophesied. So this is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 64 that says, and the Lord Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, is going into the curses in the Deuteronomy 28 chapter. And the Lord Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. Scriptures also speak about a discontinuing of our heritage. So we've been scattered all the fuck over, man. We're gonna look like everything. It says, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So not only will we go a led away captivity, but we're gonna worship their deities and intermingle with the woman. You're gonna have Jason Taylor's kids, man. Jason Taylor, that NFL player, former defensive end of the Miami Dolphins. He got with a Edomite woman, blonde hair, blue eyes. He has many children, but two of his sons, one looks like a straight up Jake, the other looks like a straight up Edomite. And we know he's an Israelite. You know? And when we say things like that here at Great Millstone, that ruffles a lot of other camps. That even ruffles a lot of like our gainsayers, you know, that aren't Israelites that come up against us. Your vocab Malones, your Rams, and all that them type of people. You know, it's like it's a big mystery that the Lord has sealed off. But when you go into these scriptures and the curses and the prophecies, it's like pretty evident that our people are scattered. Okay, amongst all these different nations, looking like them, doing everything they're doing. Leviticus 26 and 33 reads, and I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw you out a sword, and will draw out a sword after you. And that's another thing too, man. We've been in the hands of all these different heathens, and it's only right because we worship their deity. So the Most High said, I put them to serve you, but you want to serve as their gods? Fuck it, you're going to serve them. And your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Jerusalem got destroyed, stomped the fuck out, 70 AD. We had to fled. We fled Roman persecution. Most High put us in hardcore bondage and slavery. You see? And now we're so far gone that we have our own people coming against us, telling us you're not the real people of the Lord. Or I don't want it to be a heaven that the so-called white man can't get in. So this is how far we've gone, man. You and this got to be the work of the Most High, the work of these prophecies. Now continuing back, because I want to bring it full circle too, that we're seeing that we're scattered like what? Scattered like sheep, man. Jeremiah 9:16 says, I will scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither their nor their fathers have known, and I will send a sword after them till I have consumed them. See? Now, how do we know that Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, these guys are Israelites? Just a spirit. It's like I felt a little bit nauseous right there. It's just a spirit. You know what I'm saying? The spirit, they got the spirits of Israelites. It's just like there's certain mannerisms and characteristics of Jake, what we call swag, that you can't fake. It's just inherently in you as an Israelite. Now, I'm not saying by de facto every Israelite is going to be swaggy, we know that. But there's going to come something about him that stands out, whether he's a music talent, the way they speak. It's just something about him that's going to say, yo, I think that guy's a Jake. You know, they're compassionate. There's certain traits that our people have, and it just doesn't go no matter what we look like. So that's how, you know, Hulk Hogan was a star power. It's charisma, which a lot of them guys in the WWE got. You can't fake it. You know, they asked Ric Flair, you know, what he would do, how he would come up with these memorable promos. He was just like, pretty much in a nutshell, he was like, I was really doing that shit. I'll really fly out here, do this with a bunch of ladies, come back and throw some gators away in the crowd. He was just really doing that shit, you know what I'm saying? Jeremiah 9:16, it says, I will scatter them also among the heathen, whether neither they nor their fathers have known, and I will send a sword after them till they have been consumed. Now I'm gonna go read Jeremiah. I just did. I'm gonna read Ezekiel, and the reason I'm putting it in this format is because Jeremiah, Ezekiel prophesied unto the southern kingdom, but the northern kingdom was not exempt. Ezekiel 12:15 says, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, when I shall scatter them among the nations and disperse them in the countries. So the Lord has just been dispersing our people for a very long time. You see? A very long time. In all these different captivities. So what about the northern kingdom? Well, guess what? It's all Israel. Hosea 9:16. Ephraim is smitten. Their root is dried up. They shall bear no fruit. Yea, though they bring forth, yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of their womb. And Ephraim right here is talking about the entire northern kingdom, from the so-called Puerto Rican on down to the so-called Mexican, all the Latin tribes. You see? My power will cast them away because they did not hearken, and that happened. It did happen on Shalmaneser. You can read about that in the beginnings of Tobit. It's also mentioned in Ezra's. You see, that's how come our people, Northern Gad, Reuben, were over here in the Americas. Okay, because Gad and Reuben part of the Northern Kingdom. Over here in the Americas, because they took the route that you read about in Kings of 17th chapter, I believe, with Hiram. How they would come over here to the land of Ophir and get all types of gold. So they knew particular trade routes sea routes to get over here to the Americas. You know, I think it said 1/2 year to get here, 1/2 year to get back. Yet will I say, even the beloved, verse 17, my power will cast them away because they did not hearken unto him, and they shall be wanderers among the nations. They shall be wanderers amongst the nations, man. So But when we say Hulk Hogan could be a Jake, it could be any tribe. It doesn't have to be Judah. It could be any tribe. You know, a lot of these people who say they're Israelites, they could be any tribe, really. You know, could have mingled with a so-called Puerto Rican. You never know. Deuteronomy 30:3. Now here's the flip. All right. Now the Most High is scattered off, scattering us all throughout history. But he's gonna gather back his sheep. He's gonna gather back his sheep, right? And that's what the Lord is doing now via His Word, all right? Through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're gathering back the sheep. Yahweh is gathering back the sheep. Deuteronomy 30:3. That then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity, reverse it, and have compassion. That's a huge trait of Jake, compassion. We got it from the Most High, right? Who is very compassionate, merciful upon thee. So He's gonna have compassion, I guess, upon us, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that power has scattered thee. See, so we're scattered everywhere. The Lord is going to get every one of us back. Every Israelite, no matter what you look like, no matter where you're scattered. If you're an Israelite and you're meant to be gathered up, you're going to be gathered up. That's how come we teach this word in that way. We have to preach to the Gentiles. Okay? I'm talking about the unnatural Gentiles. Israelite foreigners. See? I mean, we condemn the natural Gentiles too, but in terms of salvation and redemption, that's going into the unnatural Gentiles, the Israelites that have took on the customs of these Gentile nations. For if any of thine driven out unto the uttermost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua thy power gather thee, and from thence will He fetch thee. Okay? So you're going, that time comes, you know, you might, oh man, that's a Moabite getting beamed up. Hell no. That was a Jake. You know, that's another Bruce Lee situation right there. Okay? That's what Yahweh Shah was sent here to do. Gather back the scattered. Gather back the lost sheep. You know? Literally, like if you look at like lost sheep that's been scattered everywhere, if you're that owner, they're going to recognize your voice and come back to you. Okay? Isaiah 11:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set His hand again the second time to recover the remnant of His people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. So it's all over, bro. And He shall set up an ensign for the nations, Yahushua, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. This is why He's called a shepherd, man. All right? He's the shepherd that's here to gather the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And that lost sheep, going back, and we've been saying it, Apostles been saying it for many, many years now, many decades now. Look, that lost sheep is going to be looking like the other nations, okay? Part of it, right? Part of that lost sheep is going to be looking like the other nations. All right? Jeremiah 31:10. Hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock. Okay, so visualize the scriptures. All right, here it is, sheep that are scattered amongst goats, amongst this, amongst that, amongst other sheep, amongst whatever. If that shepherd comes back, starts calling for his sheep pop the head up, recognize their shepherd's voice, and return. Okay, because that shepherd cares so much about their flock, and Yahushua is the same. Why you think the Lord even opened that revelation to us? They don't understand it to the apostles and elders on down. All right. Why did he open that revelation to them? Because the Lord had to make it known. Look, I'm going to come back for you. No matter where you're scattered, I'm going to come back. If you're mine, I'm going to get you. So the Lord has put his word out. 11. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. All right. So the Lord is going to get us out of our captivity from all these different oppressors that's been oppressing us for years. First and foremost, starting with the so-called white man. And as for the rest, you can read about that in the Psalms 83rd chapter that come against us. All right. So, hey, man, Hulk Hogan was a legend. I believe the guys at Jake. I'm not here to really debate whether he is or whether he's not. Speaking as a man. And I was just using him as a reference. You know, he's in the news now for his passing, but you know, there's many like him, many Israelites that have blonde hair, blue eyes. There's Israelites that's walking around looking like the so-called Jew with a goddamn yarmulke on and jerry curls and all that. All right, so our people are scattered everywhere, but the Most High is going to redeem us, get us all back, and deliver his elect of that lost sheep, first and foremost. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Klak Wadash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which you well. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there. You Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost strength and sincerity. Shalom.